He's coming from another country, pitching in garbage weather. I started to fall in love with him as this game progressed.
Shota Imanaga, the pitcher you never heard of until this season. How did a 30-year-old rookie become baseball's newest sensation, and who is this guy? Shota began playing at the professional level in Japan in 2016. He would quickly earn the nickname the throwing philosopher, and according to Shota, it was because of his commitment to improvement and studying his craft. His first season would go over very well statistically, as he would pitch up to a 2.85 ERA in 145 innings. ERA measures the amount of runs that you give up through 9 innings, so a 2 ERA is very impressive. At only 22 years old, Shota was the real deal. Before joining MLB, Shota would have a good string of seasons, with a career 74-54 record and a 2.96 ERA. It was almost time for Shota to enter MLB, but he still faced one major problem that often many MLB pitchers face. In Japan, the skill level is closer to AAA than it is to MLB, making it such a big jump for any player. Look at former Oakland Athletics pitcher Shintaro Fujinami. He was signed for the 2023 season, but would struggle as soon as he got into the league. This has been a problem for many pitchers making this transition. But on the other side of the aisle, a lot of pitchers have had first-year success. Look at Japanese star Kodai Senga. After signing a 5-year, $75 million deal with the New York Mets, the 30-year-old rookie would dominate baseball, putting together a 2.98 ERA season, and he had the best pitch in all of baseball in 2023 with his ghost ball. So what type of a pitcher would Shota Imanaga be? Would he be successful, or would he fall under the pressure? But first things first, where was he going to be playing? His options were narrowed down to 4 main teams. The first team was the Boston Red Sox, a team that had one of the worst rotations last year. The second team was the Los Angeles Angels. After losing the best player in baseball, Shohei Ohtani, they were eager to make a big move to appetize the fans. And the third team would be the San Francisco Giants, who were searching to add one starting pitcher in this offseason. But the last team would be the Chicago Cubs. He would agree on a 4-year, $53 million contract with Chicago. But the problem for Shota is that Wrigley Field is a home run park, and he is a home run pitcher. Imanaga gave up home runs at a higher rate than average in the NPB, where he would give up a total of 18 home runs. Translating that into MLB was most likely not going to go over well. A former MLB player would say, balls can fly out in Chicago, which he's not wrong at all for saying that, especially for a pitcher like Shota. Let's compare Shota to other Japanese pitchers who have also entered MLB. He by far has the most HR9, has the highest ERA of all the pitchers, and is tied for the highest age of the bunch. Plus, look at what actually happens when these pitchers enter MLB. Not only does the HR9 double, but it triples for some of these players, meaning that they throw triple the amount of home runs that they did in NPB. Add that factor on top of Shota playing at Wrigley Field, this contract was going to be a major steal for the Cubs or a major letdown. As for Chicago as a whole, it was a questionable roster. Shota was going to be replacing starting pitcher Marcus Stroman. Stroman had a successful 2-year tenure with the Cubs, putting together a 3.50 ERA in 2022 and a 3.95 ERA in 2023. Subtracting Stroman, but adding Shota wasn't supposed to mean a lot for them. It was clear that they still needed to add at least one starting pitcher into the rotation. But it just never happened, which showed the confidence that they had in Shota. The biggest positive for the Cubs is that their division was wide open. The NL Central regressed in 2024, with a former Cy Young winner being traded from the division, a star pitcher going down with an injury, a top Cincinnati Reds prospect being suspended for steroids. The NL Central was surely the Cubs' division. In the opening series for the Cubs, they would be playing the 2023 World Series winner, the Texas Rangers. Winning a series against them would mean momentum heading for Chicago.
Infield moves back. Rifles into right center. He is going to get the redemption. Hyde walks it off. The Rangers win the opener.
But unfortunately, they would lose 2 out of 3 games, with the Cubs giving up a combined 20 runs in those 3 games. Plus, they lost the ace of their rotation, Justin Steele, to a hamstring injury in the very first game. But heading into Wrigley Field for the first time all year, Shota Imanaga would be making his debut against the Rockies. Shota would make history, carrying a no-hitter all the way up until the 6th inning. However, this wouldn't be his only magical moment, as he would go on to pitch a game against the LA Dodgers and the Seattle Mariners, giving up 0 runs in both of those games. He now had a 0 ERA in all of his MLB starts. Shota was clearly a steal. While he would give up 2 runs in his 4th game, his performance has been so impressive. He's now been through 4 starts, and he has a .84 ERA. Compare that to Kodai Senga's first 4 starts, where he would have a 4.29 ERA. And there's a unique reason for why Shota Imanaga has dominated so well. There are 3 main factors, and the first one is strikeouts. He has a 25.6 strikeout percentage, meaning he strikes out batters 25% of the time. The second key component to his success has been his command, meaning he knows exactly where he wants his pitch to be, which allows for so many strikeouts. But when it's not where he wants the pitch,
Shota the 1-2, swing and a miss.
Now when he's pitching outside of the zone, batters swing at the pitch 38% of the time. The league average is 27.4%, putting him way above league average. And the third and final component for his success has been his fastball. In spring training, it was reported that the Cubs are making it elite. Currently, teams are only hitting for a 115 batting average against Shota's fastball. He's been phenomenal, but the Cubs are still facing 2 major problems. The first one is that 2 of their rotation arms, Justin Steele and Kyle Hendricks, are both injured. The second problem is that the pitching for the Cubs has not been well, with a team ERA of 4.12 ranked for 19th in all of baseball. The poor pitching performances has resulted in a record of 15-9, which is currently keeping the division very tight between the 5 NL Central teams. Shota's success will be crucial for the Cubs to win the division in 2024. But is his success actually sustainable? Looking at other Japanese superstars' first seasons, success year 1 can absolutely happen. Senga was a Cy Young candidate in his rookie year. Veteran pitcher Yu Darvish came into the league in 2011, pitching up to a 3.90 ERA. So the odds of Imanaga being another example of a good first year is probable, especially in a weak NL Central that he will be able to pitch in all year. But the odds that he will be able to maintain his current success is unlikely. But even if he finishes the season with a 3 ERA or better, the Cubs got a bargain in Imanaga. They're only paying him a base salary of $9 million. For reference on how good that is, look at the Nationals and former pitcher Steven Strasburg. Although he recently retired, they still owe him a $35 million salary over the next 3 years. So clearly, Imanaga's contract and production is well worth it. He's become a fan favorite in Chicago, with the Shota section, fans raving he is loved. And Shota Imanaga only has one message for Cubs fans.
Hey Chicago, what do you say? Cubs gonna win today.